Hello everyone, and I hope you're doing well. Back at it with some stocks again. I just want to go over SPY, and today was Microsoft earnings. Huge swing here, just insane. I guess the earnings report was pretty good, but there was just a really fast drop. I guess that was just I don't know, some hedge fund strategy or something going on. But I wanted to relay where SPY is currently at with the master sequence that I have been following pretty religiously for a long time. So just gonna put this side by side here. So going to April of last year and zooming in here. I know it looks kind of out of scale. You know, it's obviously not going to be 1-to-1, but just looking at this, I can almost say with high confidence that with the bounce going on from Microsoft at this point, as well as Nvidia and AMD earnings being good, I would assume that we are playing out this part right here, and FOMC is tomorrow, so the Federal Reserve makes a decision on their interest rate. And with everything going on right now, especially with how the market is really low, it's been on like a sell-off streak pretty hard, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is a bounce here. And I would be led to say that we'll get something like this tomorrow, and then FOMC will spike. Maybe FOMC will spike to fill the gap, and then end of day, I think it'll do a turnaround probably to like 535. It's going to be a big day for sure. So I'm thinking that this is kind of what's going to happen, and then it will fizzle out, kind of like the master sequence in after hours, and we will finally see this drop start to take place, which I think will be probably over a few days. I think, since this is so slow. I mean, this is one day right here on the right. In the past, this was one day, and we're looking at, let's see, we're looking at 14 days on the left here. So it's taken 2 weeks just to carve out the right side. Usually FOMC events, they do speed up the algorithm a lot with the volatility that it brings. So definitely keep in mind that even if it does spike up to 551, such a fast move with FOMC events, they can be reverted. And then, we'll see some fizzling action going on here into a pretty major drop. I think that the first leg of this drop, I think that there's two of these sequences together, so it kind of is forming a fractal currently. And the first leg would come down below 516. So if we go back to the past on the 1 hour, you'll see what I mean, right? So it goes below the first bull leg, and the first bull leg, I would say, would be this area. So just to draw it out, say like, this would be here, and obviously we have the arrowhead top forming, and then we're gonna wait to see how fast this wants to come down or not. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. Very surprising to see such a strong recovery here. I mean, actually, it's really not that surprising considering there wasn't really anything bad with Microsoft earnings. So just something to keep an eye on, really. I mean, it all comes down to the Fed decision tomorrow, but I mean, based on the sequence, it's really not going to be a surprise what happens. So definitely want to see. I'm hoping that it stays flat into the open, and then I'll probably go into a 0 DTE to 551. Let's see. So right now at the bell they were $13 each. Oh wow, what a drop. So if it stays relatively flat, it'd be a really good price. And then I do have I was at work today and I had put some money into a put position expiring tomorrow for 537. So I don't think that's going to be worth anything at the open, and I'm hoping that I can just kind of make what I lose off of the 0 DTE calls, and then just hold on the puts and see if they go in the money, and then that's going to be my strategy for tomorrow. So I didn't really, it's frustrating because sometimes I forget that I should just kind of sit back and wait until I get home and see where it's at every day, tracking it alongside the sequence. But I think tomorrow, it will still be okay and still be salvageable. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I still think that the market's bearish and we've seen a pivot and obviously priority switch. So definitely puts over calls, and we just have to keep in mind of the bounces that will occur here. And that should be it. The end of this sequence, this fractal here, will be lower than 492. So once it goes below 492, it'll be a small cool-off period, and calls will win. And then I'm going to assume that calls will win until the next Fed event, and then the next Fed event in would it be October, September, late September, October, I think, would be the next, I guess, emphasis on the bear market that we're entering into, I think. And if this is one big fractal and it is two of these sequences together, then we would be seeing this form an arrow top here, and we're going to get an even, bigger sell-off that history probably hasn't seen for a long time. Probably going to be a slow decline like this, but then again, if this is a fractal actually occurring and not just one sequence, we would see this, or it would stop here and repeat the past and then new leg up. So we'll see what happens for sure. Exciting. A lot of volatility is coming back in the market, so big money can be made now. I mean, big money could be made if you just played calls, but this is where it actually gets interesting because we have 1% days more often than, just 4 months of 30% gains, 0.30% gains. So yeah, that's all for this video, and I wish you luck going forward, and until next time, peace.